I thought it would be a good opportunity just for us to share kind of some of our own experiences of relationships and just some of the lessons, I guess, that God's teaching us and has taught us. One thing is 100% true, is that relationships tend to be real messy. I got married when I was 21, and I didn't know who I was when I was 21, let alone who I was marrying, you know. And like, I pinch myself and think, God, it's a miracle that it's worked, because I'm not who I was. And Ayra's not who she was, but God somehow in his grace held us together.
What God's taught me about relationships is he is absolutely the great restorer. Because I was brought up in a great Christian family. But when I went to uni, I went completely off the rails. Just completely reckless, but at some point God stepped in. And I fast forward to today, and I've got a beautiful wife who's next to me now, and a beautiful daughter, and a beautiful relationship with my family. And you know, doesn't matter how many times I stuffed up or failed, I can sit here tonight in complete freedom.
In everything, you often have an idea of what your life's going to look like, and then this is your plan. And so often you have to lay that down, because it's all about trust, it's all about faith in God. And yeah, it's probably about 22 and I went to Australia, and I had come out of a relationship that was not right at all. And going there was, I guess, a journey of finding God, finding who I was. And I really learned that being single, or I guess now being married, it's not that you're single or you're married, but you're you. And you're first and foremost a daughter or a son of God, and that's what you need to pursue.
I think I'm a little bit different from a lot of people that are single my age, because I think, especially when it comes to being so content, but I think the only reason that I'm content is because of God and because of how I'm pursuing my relationship with him. And I think more people need to understand that. Seek him. It says it already. Seek him first, and all other things shall be added onto you. So
one of the biggest lessons I learned was that I would rob myself of enjoying that season because I treated it like a waiting game rather than, God, what is your plan for me in this season? How do you want me to press into you while my life looks like this? And the comparison as well, you're watching other people's relationships, and you're not watching the full picture of other people's relationships either. You're just watching what you think it looks like and comparing it to where you're at. And frustration can just completely rob you of any joy that God would have for you in that moment.
Other people's voices are just not what you need to hear.
Yeah, embracing singleness, embracing marriage and everything that comes from that, but embracing ourselves and our relationship with God, because that's the pinnacle.
For me, is looking at every area of my life and going, how can I fill up in that area? So how can I be satisfied in my job? How can I be satisfied in the things that just bring me joy, that are not at all constructive, hobbies and stuff like that? So it's actually looking at the other areas of life that I think God genuinely cares about. Like, he cares about us being fulfilled and a blessing, and using our gifts and talents.
And I think often we make the mistake when we look at others' relationships or other people and take it for face value. You know, and you just never know the journey someone's taken to do the simplest of steps.
That's what God's interested in. He's interested in our relationship with him. And that's something that I've massively learned through my journey with relationships, that he'll bring people for seasons and sometimes for a lifetime, but the relationship that he wants to be the most beautiful is my relationship with him.
I know who I am in God, and a man isn't going to add to or take away from that. It's me and God.
Relationships are a crazy, beautiful roller coaster of a thing, which really we all experience, and you've heard some of our stories tonight. And if there's anything that we've shared about, or something that you would love to talk to someone, or maybe have someone pray with you, then we would love to be able to help be there for you. That's what the Belonging's really about. It's about community. Not all the answers, but at least standing together in the journey. So I would encourage you, if you're not in a life group, you should join a life life group. And if you want to speak to someone, maybe a life group leader is a great first point of call. If you're not in one, find one. We can help you find one. But also, if you just maybe want to reach out and share your story, then just email the email address below and I'll pick that up, and we can arrange someone to come and meet with you and pray with you and just maybe help journey what you're going through. We absolutely love you, and we hope that some of what we shared today has blessed you. And we're praying that for every relationship that's formed in our church, that it's God inspired. And wherever you're at in your relationships, just know that there's always grace for you. There's a great plan at work. It says in Jeremiah 29:11 that he has a great plan and a great purpose for your life. And nothing we can do will ever undo God's great plan for us. So we love you, and thanks for watching.